Hello?
Yeah, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you perfectly. You're calling from Victoria, Australia. What are your predictions? Banking, housing, food prices, fuel costs, anything?
It's pretty fair in Australia, Mike. Everyone is struggling because at this current stage, I'm currently working in wholesale. We deal with 1,000 retailers across Australia, and a lot of retailers have been calling for us lately, and they said, "Mate, we're just struggling." Um, Especially living here in Australia, the housing is definitely going down. Um, But a lot of people are just in like their mortgage stress at the moment. It's said statistically 1 in 10 people in mortgage stress. The Reserve Bank here in Australia is currently at 1.5%, and they said they're probably going to drop them around to another 0.25 basis at least two times by the end of this year, making the Reserve Bank interest rate at 1%. So it's not looking too great for us Australians, Mike.
Do you remember the video I made when I was in the hospital with my wife saying that even if Australia pulled rates back to 0%, they're still finished?
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yes, I did see part of that. But
Even if they go to 0%, there's no way out of this anymore. It's done. Rest in peace.
yeah, it's just like in Japan, man.
Japan's been in stagnation for the last 100 years, so they're not they haven't recouped from the last 20, right? So,
Mm.
what do you see? Are food prices going up in your area?
Food prices, yes, a little bit. They're going up because of inflation as well. So what can you do, man? It is what it is. But your consumer staples such as your milk, your bread, your meats, slightly going up more and more, and the currency is just, devaluing each single year. What do you do? But here in Australia, like I said, the best thing that I can do with the Australian dollar is probably just to buy, split my money from Australian to euros or US dollars. So have a bit of a basket because the Australian dollar right now is buying 72 US cents.
Ooh.
Sorry, one at 72.
What happened to 3.5, 4 years ago when it was almost on par?
Nah, that's it's not anymore. That's part of the mining sector here in Australia.
In Perth.
Yeah, in Perth, the economy is going great, but ever since the Perth mining went bust, everyone in Perth just decided to move out, and now house prices in Perth are just lower than ever, and it's just not going up anymore.
Interesting, interesting. Someone's asking a question. Do you see someone's asking you a question here on Skype? Ask your caller if there's crop problems, crop growing problems. Are you having crop problems? Because in the United States right now, they're having a huge problem with crops and crop issues. Are you having that in Australia?
From aware of what we know at this current stage, just a little bit. Recently, the last few weeks down in the Queensland Territory, there was massive floodings and
Oh,
cyclones as well that actually damaged several crops, like farmers. It also destroyed like several farmers that actually produced animal agriculture, such as beef. Since Australia has a high beef export, we also noticed that farmers are struggling to sell the product because no one's buying it as well, since it's getting so expensive.
mhm.
So, for example, you're buying a cut of beef is like maybe like $20, and now it's just around like $30.
That's a lot of cake for steak.
Oh yeah, it depends. Like by kilos. But I also noticed that Australia, we also export beef around the world as well. So as you can see, it's kind of stagnated a bit.
Wow. Okay, so what do you see happening with fuel costs?
Fuel costs is very up and down, man. Like just a few weeks ago, fuel was pretty cheap. It was around 125, and just recently, as of a few days ago, it's just gone up to 155. It fluctuates a lot from anywhere from you can get at really good days, you can probably get around 120, but it fluctuates to 150, 155.
Okay, anybody you see everybody going electric soon if this continues or what?
Electric is too expensive here in Australia, Mike. You look at Tesla, for example, like a Tesla 3 model in Australia, base price would be like a bare minimum, would be around 150,000, man.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, 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 whoa. But I know
yeah.
Ford's got some. I know Suzuki's coming out with a nice four-door. I know that even there's a lot of them coming out with electric affordable. Honda's doing one, a really good one. 600
Uh,
miles to a charge.
Yeah, the market in the States, especially America and Canada, you guys got a huge range of electric vehicles, but in Australia, yeah, it's just very limited. I believe that the Australian government, they don't really want people to go green. They still want people to use fuel, man, like oil and crude oil for the time being.
I got a
Um,
question here. Someone's asking, Mike, ask him if there will be water wars in his country, or does Australia have a shortage of water?
don't have a shortage of water, man. Don't see any issue.
Okay.
Best thing that you can do here is probably just to have your own water tank and just collect rainwater.
Okay. 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 And who do you see winning the American election? Do you see Trump getting reelected?
Um, I believe so. I definitely see Trump getting reelected. They definitely have to have at least someone in power, that will do the job. I don't think a female will ever be elected in American politics. To be honest,
Okay.
um,
Now,
politics is.
you guys have enough fiasco going there in Australia with what, 5 governments in the last year?
That's correct. They just keep changing prime ministers. They don't like a specific person in their party. They just kick them out. But we're getting close to another federal election in the next month.
What can you
Um,
tell us about that? Who do you think is going to win that one?
it really depends. The Liberals, which if the Liberals get elected, they're the rich people, the capitalists. The house prices will just keep going up. More
Okay.
things will just keep getting expensive. But then we have the Labor side. If the Labors get elected, house prices are going to collapse. They're going to destroy the economy.
Yes.
So who do you want to win?
Labor.
Of course.
We need Labor to win because Labor. Do you remember when the Liberal Party were true liberals, like back in the early '80s, and then it's become this virus?
Oh yeah, of course, man. Liberals were definitely good, especially the 80s and 90s,
Oh,
early
I
2000s
could.
Australia.
Oh, I could guarantee your parents were liberals back in the true liberals back in the years.
Oh yes, they certainly were.
Yep.
But now it's just gone to shit. Both parties are pretty much the same assholes. You don't know who to trust. They
Yep.
definitely say something pre-election, but after they get elected, they never keep their words, mate.
Okay. Global warming. What do you see happening? You think they're going to double down on more tax, or is Australia not part of this global warming pact that Canada's part of, and we're getting screwed?
Global warming is a disastrous issue, but part of the government's not seeing it. They don't believe it's an issue, but another one is saying this issue is really dependent. I have mixed feelings about it.
Do you see us? Do you see anything? Any major catastrophes or anything happening in the next couple of quarters?
Uh, Definitely, especially rising in sea level. The Earth is getting hotter by the year, but like small increments. There are many things happening, but before like someone realizes, oh hey, let's fix something, it'd be too late.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a good one. I will have you on trends in the housing market, Ricky. Just keep me on the pulse, and if you can, come on trends in the housing market and give us an update on some of the housing crisis there on Wednesday night, my Wednesday night, which is your Thursday afternoon, if you can.
Cool, no worries. We'll keep in touch, man.
Thanks, brother.
Take it easy.
Take care. Bye.